If it wasn't for my brother-in-law and my mother, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you today, making one of the most challenging meals I'm ever going to make at this moment that people want to see so badly that it must be like one of the greatest things to make ever. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Jay Simkowitz. Yes, I'm wearing my famous Homer Simpson shirt. Today, we are making a meal that Cameron's been dying to see. I mean, literally dying that he wanted it so badly that he literally went to GoFundMe and literally raised $75 to actually make this all possible. So today I am thanking Cameron for making the GoFundMe and donating some money. I'm thanking Ben Gloa, Michael Kane, Corey Woodcocks, and I think there's someone else. And I'm terribly sorry if I forgot your name. I am sorry. I forgot. Well, let's put it this way. I just can't remember everyone's names, but those are the majorities of it, and they all raised $75 to be able to make this possible. It is truly amazing that there are people out there that actually really care about my cooking. I'm shocked as can be, and thank you so much for doing it. So today we are making beef Wellington. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you what you exactly need to create this delicious meal that is going to be the most complicated, but the most interesting and the most mouth-watering, tasty deliciousness ever. So, as things come by, I will show you what we need as they come here. So, the first thing you're going to need is your beef tenderloin. 1 full pound. Yes, this is the price for a pound of beef tenderloin, $30. It is terribly expensive, as I told Cameron. It would be, but it's well worth it. You're going to need your olive oil for frying or any oil that you're going to do. If you're going to use olive oil, you have to fry it at a low heat. If you're going to do coconut oil, you can fry it at a high heat, but it might change the taste of the food, so forewarned, or you can use a different oil. I might use my canola oil that I have left over. I know it's not the greatest to use, but at least I can do it at a high heat other than this olive oil at a lower heat. You're going to need 2 eggs. Yes, that is correct. 2 eggs for this. 2 eggs. You're going to need your mushrooms. Okay, 200 grams worth of mushrooms, or you can use a pound, whichever way you want it. I'm using 200 grams of mushrooms, and I'm using it all. You're going to need salt, and when you need the pepper and you can't freaking find it, it's like, damn, where is that pepper? But at least I got salt, and along the way, when I find the pepper, you need salt and pepper for taste. You're going to need mustard. Yes, that is correct. Yellow mustard. Not any fancy Dijon mustard, but yellow mustard. Please get yellow mustard. You're going to need prosciutto. Now, the reason for this is because you're going to be wrapping your meat in it. And that is mostly it, what you need. The only other thing you need is a pan for the stove to cook it on to cook your tenderloin. So that's the first thing we are going to do. We are going to sear our tenderloins. Very first thing you want to do is you want to turn on your heat. I put it to a number 8 because we are searing this on each side for a minute. It's just to sear the outside, not to literally cook it fully in. You're just cooking this, you're just searing it. So I'm using canola oil. I know it's not the greatest, but it is the best thing I got right now to cook at a high temperature that will not destroy the flavor of the beef. So this is the first thing you do. Put some oil in there. Just let it get nice and hot. And now it's time to deal with the beef tenderloin. The first thing we're going to do is put salt and pepper on this because you want to season it. So you just sprinkle the salt and the pepper. There's the meat. It's been seasoned, and now we're going to stick it in the pan. We're going to add it into our nice hot pan, and we're going to sear each side for 1 minute. So there we go. I will show you what it looks like when it's done being browned. Okay, now the beef tenderloin has been cooked on each side, and it is nicely golden brown, as you can see. Even there, and even there. It's all golden brown. It's just a minute for each side. Now you let it sit and cool, and then I will come back and show you what you need to do next. Now here is the next step. While our meat is cooling down, we are going to cut our mushrooms. So you can just take them whole, put them in a food processor, and you'll just cut them up. Because there is a chop button and then a grind button. It's a grind button. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, well, one of them fell. And if you can't fit them all in, well, you just move things around so you can fit them all in with the cap on tightly snugged. And there we go. So now we chop them. Now, if they don't want to go down, maybe you got a little too much of them in there, like I do. So you just remove some, and you just keep going with it. Okay, I'll show you what they look like when they're done. So now that we got it all done, this is what it looks like. It looks like it's been pureed, best way to put it. It's all been chopped up. It looks like what baby food would look like, but that's fine because you're going to dry it out. So we're going to stick it in our frying pan that we used for the meat, and we are going to let this dry up till all the moisture is gone. Got our pan here, we got our puree mushrooms, and we're going to turn this on to a 6.5, and we're going to wait for this to heat up, and then we're going to put it in and puree it. Well, you're going to let it soak up the moisture so it comes not fully dry, but not fully like soaking wet. So when it's done, I will show you what this puree looks like when it is all dried up and everything and ready to be placed with the beef Wellington. While the mushrooms are drying out in our pan, we're going to lay our prosciutto. Well, it's breaking in pieces, so we're going to need 4 pieces. But you want them to go by layer by layer. And don't forget, prosciutto is very thin. Like, I mean, extremely thin. So, you know, we're just going to take our thin pieces right now so we can just pull them apart. There's 2. There's 3. There's part of 4. So we'll just use one more to make sure. We got it all covered. There we go. There is our 4 pieces. And I'm going to have a piece of prosciutto because I love the taste of it. And the light is on. And I'm sorry about that. Now you can see me much better. That is good prosciutto. So now we have this, and now we got to wait for our mushroom to dry out. But we're going to take our meat, and we're going to put some mustard on it. Here we go with basting our meat. Well, not basting it. You're putting the mustard. See, I got my 2 tablespoons of mustard, as I told you. You're going to put it on the whole entire meat. Our mushrooms are done now. That's good. So we're going to add them on there. I did have a spoon, which I can't really find right now because, oh yes, Hit away from me. So this is what the mushrooms look like. It's not fully dried out, but it's okay. You want it to be as dried out as possible. Now you're just going to place that down in the middle. So you cover it all up. Well, not all up, so it's a big strip on the prosciutto. Now you transfer your meat. Put it right in the middle. Actually, I'm going to transfer it. I'm going to put it like that. I think like that will be a whole lot better. Okay. That was some yummy mustard. So we're going to make this out. And now what you want to do is roll this. You want to roll it the best way you can. Okay. Any which way you can roll it. And if you need more prosciutto, that's okay. Because we got extra just in case. Just in case we need it. Pass the prosciutto. I know. So we got two pieces of prosciutto, which is great. We're going to use all of it to cover up the two pieces that are showing, which is totally fine. It does happen. I mean, nothing in life is ever foolproof and perfect. So you just do the best you can. You try to cover up all the little holes and crevices with your meat. And just like that. Now it looks all covered. Now what you have to do is the hard part. Sorry, you couldn't see it. Now you got to roll this nice and tightly in all of this. Okay, just squish that back in. Put that all in there. Okay. You want to tightly wrap it. And you're going to stick it in the fridge for 20 minutes. Okay, we are almost done. To get this into the oven, you have to set your oven at 400 degrees. That is correct, 400 degrees, because we're going to be cooking it to 23 to 30 minutes, depending on how rare you want the meat or how cooked you want the meat, okay? But right now what we need to do is we've taken out our meat from the fridge that we've had. The reason for it being in the fridge is so that it could solidify, so it can hold it all together. But what we need now is the main ingredient, the piece that we've been waiting for, our nice pastry. And here it is, our pastry. Just got to slowly remove it. Now you're supposed to roll it out. That's what I did. I took 2 pieces of parchment paper and I put the dough in between it and I rolled it with a nice roller that we got thanks to the $75 from the GoFundMe, because without it there would be no way to roll this delicious meat. This delicious pastry. Wow, can't talk. But now what we're going to do is unwrap this. All of this nice delicious meat with our prosciutto, our mushrooms, and our meat and our mustard. See if we can just grab this right off. Okay. And we're going to plop it right on there. Perfect. Okay, we'll just put that over there. So now what we're going to do is we might have to roll this out just a little bit more. What we're going to do is we're going to fold this over like so, so that this can peel right off. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't, sometimes it takes a few tries. So we got our trusty knife here to help with that. So I finally folded the dough onto the prosciutto, the beef, with the mustard and everything. And what you want to do with it now is you want to put it with egg. So you see I got my eggs here that I've beaten up, and you want to put it on top of the whole entire thing. And I mean literally the whole entire thing. You just don't want to drip it on. You want to use a brush. Now, the last thing you want to do is put your seasoning. So if you're going to, put salt, some black pepper, you can put really whatever seasoning you want, but now you want to score the meat. Now, what that means is you're cutting little thin slices into it. So you don't want to really go like all the way through to the meat. You just want to get the top. So you see there is 3 scoring pieces here. 1, 2, and 3. That's how you want it to be. You want it to end like that. And if your dough is falling off, just fix it a little bit there, as I have. And I'm going to put another one. 4th one right there. Now we're going to cook it for 23 to 30 minutes. We're going to look at it at 23 minutes to make sure that it's all coming, that the dough is working out very well, because you don't want raw dough. That's kind of gross. But some people like raw dough. I don't want to have any health problems. So I'm going to add in the oven for 23 minutes at 400 degrees. Now it's the moment you have been waiting for. The absolute pièce de résistance. The moment that it all comes down to at the end of creating yummy food. It is showing you how it comes out. And this is how it came out. Now, the reason for it coming out like this is because this is a gluten-free pie crust. Okay, it's the best you'll get for pastry that you can use, and it comes out nice and crispy, and it's amazing. Okay, it looks great. Now, what you have to do is you have to slice it in 1 inch pieces. So we're going to do that right now. Gonna slice it right through it. Trying to keep it all together. Ooh, that looks good. Now, it can be rare, medium rare, however you like it. This one is going to be rare. As you can see a little bit, it's really rare. That's okay. That is fine. It's going to be great nonetheless. I'm sorry. It looks like someone has hacked it. I'm terribly sorry about it. I don't know how to cut meat like this properly. Okay, I'm still learning just as much as you guys are. I'm sorry on it. And it's very, very hot. I mean, terribly hot. I'm so sorry. It looks like something has just chopped out of a movie scene or something. But nonetheless, it is cut. And you can have it rare, medium rare, fully cooked, whichever way you want it. And this is how it comes out. Okay, it would be better if I had a sharper knife, but unfortunately I didn't think of that. But it's great nonetheless. I hope you really enjoyed watching this beef Wellington. It is one of the trickiest food creations I have ever done. And I mean literally, it was the hardest one I've ever done because it takes so much time. You got to make the dough, you got to do everything else, and then it takes time. But I enjoyed it. I love having a challenge. Even though it didn't fully come out the way I wanted it to come out, it's still a challenge and it's great, and I love challenges. So hit that thumbs up button. Also remember to subscribe below. Also remember to share this with your friends, family, and all your social medias. And don't forget to remember you guys are awesome, you guys are amazing, you're one of a kind, you're beautiful, and thank you for being part of Cooking Squad. And remember, the most important thing is keep calm and cook on.